What are you doing out here? She snapped. I couldn't sleep, Mama Obika replied quietly. Well, don't wander around here like a ghost. Get back inside before Obika sees you and starts asking questions. In the bustling city of Ikeja, where tall buildings kiss the sky and the streets never slept, lived a rich and wealthy couple, Nmachi and Obika. Obika was a kind-hearted man who loved his wife deeply. They lived in a grand house with golden gates and beautiful gardens. Life was perfect except for one problem. Nmachi hated her mother-in-law, Mama Obika. Mama Obika was a gentle old woman from a small village named Umuoka. She loved her son and tried her best to get along with Nmachi, but Nmachi couldn't stand her. Whenever Mama Obika visited, Nmachi could treat her very badly. She would give her the smallest room, serve her the worst food, and speak to her rudely. But when Obika was around, Nmachi would pretend to be sweet and caring. One sunny afternoon, Mama Obika came to visit. Obika was at work, so Nmachi greeted her with a fake smile. Welcome, Mama, she said, her voice dripping with insincerity. Thank you, my daughter, Mama Obika replied softly. She was tired from the long journey. As soon as they were inside, Nmachi's smile vanished. Listen here, old woman, she eased. You better not cause any problem while you are here. If you tell Obika how I treat you, you will regret it. Mama Obika sighed but said nothing. She was used to Nmachi's harsh words. She hoped that someday Nmachi would change. The next day, Nmachi's mother and siblings came to visit. They were welcomed with open arms and wide smiles. Nmachi prepared a feast for them, and they were all laughing and talking loudly in the big living room. Mama, I'm so happy you came, Nmachi said, hugging her mother tightly. Her siblings ran around the house, playing and giggling. Mama Obika watched from a corner, her heart aching. She longed to be treated like this by Nmachi. Later that evening, Obika returned home. He saw his wife's family enjoying themselves and smiled. It's good to see every one of you so happy, he said. Mama Obika tried to stay out of the way, but Obika noticed her, sitting alone. Mama, are you okay? He asked concerned. I'm fine, my son, she lied. She didn't want to cause trouble. After everyone went to bed, Nmachi cornered Mama Obika in the kitchen. Remember what I said, she warned. Don't you dare to tell Obika anything or you will regret ever coming to this house. Did you hear what I'm saying? Mama Obika nodded silently. She didn't want to cause any problem between her son and his wife. She just hoped that Obika would see the truth someday. Days passed and Obika noticed that his mother seemed sad. She wasn't her usual cheerful self. He decided to talk to Nmachi about it. Nmachi, have you noticed something about Mama? She seems unhappy, he asked one evening. Unhappy? No, I haven't noticed, Nmachi lied smoothly. Maybe she's just tired from the long journey. Obika frowned but didn't press further. He trusted Nmachi, but something didn't feel right. One night, Mama Obika couldn't sleep. She missed her village and her friends. She decided to take a walk in the garden to clear her mind. Nmachi followed her outside. What are you doing out here? She snapped. I couldn't sleep, Mama Obika replied quietly. Well, Don't wander around here like a ghost. Get back inside before Obika sees you and start asking questions, Nmachi ordered. Mama Obika nodded and went back inside, her heart heavy with sadness. As the days went by, Obika couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. He decided to watch Nmachi and his mother more closely. He wanted to understand why Mama Obika seemed so sad. One afternoon, Obika pretended to leave for work, but instead stayed hidden in the house. He watched as Nmachi served his mother burnt food and spoke to her harshly. Hey, you old fool, here is your food and make sure you tidy up the kitchen before you leave that place. Did you hear what I'm saying? Mama Obika nodded. Yes. Obika couldn't believe his eyes. His loving wife was treating his mother so badly. His heart filled with anger and sadness. He decided it was time to confront Nmachi. Mma, we need to talk, he said sternly. What is it, Obika? Nmachi replied, feigning innocence. I have seen how you treated my mother, he said, his voice shaking with emotion. Why are you so cruel to her? Nmachi was surprised. She hadn't realized Obika was watching. She tried to deny it, but Obika couldn't listen. I saw everything with my own eyes, he said. How could you do this to my mother? I loved you with all my heart, and my mother supported our marriage. So how could you be so wicked and mean to her? No, Obika, I am so sorry. I wasn't that mean to her. I was just trying to correct her with something. Why will you tell me that? I saw you, how you gave her burnt food and you were talking to her so rudely. So this is how you have been treating my mother whenever I am not around. This is very bad. The last time I came back from work and I saw you and your parents and your siblings, you were playing and laughing, and my mother was sitting by the corner as if she was in a stranger's house. Why would you be doing that? Please, I don't like all this. Obika's eyes were filled with tears. You have to change, Nmachi. You can't treat my mother this way. If you don't, I don't know if we can stay together any longer. Nmachi was shocked. She didn't want to lose Obika. She pleaded and she promised to change. But deep inside her, she was still very angry. Obika decided to send his mother back to the village for a while, hoping the distance would ease whatever the issue was. He wanted to believe Nmachi would change, but only time would tell. As Mama Obika left, she hugged her son tightly. Take care, my son, she whispered. I will, Mama, Obika replied, his heart heavy with worry. With Mama Obika gone, Nmachi tried to be nicer to Obika. She didn't want to lose him, but deep inside, she still harbored resentment. She promised herself that she would change, but it was easier said than done. A month after Mama Obika left, Obika received a letter from his uncle in Umuoka. The village needed help rebuilding the community center after a storm had destroyed it. Nmachi, I need to go to Umuoka for a few days to help uncle with the community center, Obika announced at the dinner. Of course, Obika, Nmachi replied, hiding her annoyance. She didn't want him to leave, but she knew she couldn't stop him. With Obika gone, Nmachi had the house to herself. She enjoyed the peace and quiet, but felt a nagging sense of guilt. She remembered Obika's words and his tears. Maybe she did need to change. 2 days into his trip, Obika decided to return home unexpectedly. He missed Nmachi and wanted to surprise her. But what he found was not what he expected. As he walked into the house, he heard Nmachi talking on the phone. Yes, Mama Obika is gone. I don't have to pretend anymore, she was saying. Obika felt so bad when he heard what Nmachi was saying. He realized Nmachi hadn't changed at all. He confronted her, and they had a huge argument. You promised me, Nmachi, that you would change, he shouted. How could you be talking about my mother that way? So you are happy that I sent her back to the village? I'm sorry, Obika, she cried. It's not what you are thinking about. But please, I am so sorry. I don't know why I act this way. Please, my friend, let me hear word. How could you say that you don't know what you were doing or why you are behaving like this? Are you a baby or are you possessed or something? Obika asked. Obika was torn. He loved Nmachi but couldn't ignore her behavior. He decided to spend a few days away to think about their future. He packed a bag and left without saying goodbye. Nmachi was left alone, feeling lost and scared. She realized she might lose Obika for good if she didn't change. While Obika was away, he visited his mother. Mama Obika welcomed him with open arms, though she was surprised to see him. Obika, why are you here again? She asked. I needed to get away for a while, Mama, he replied. Mama Obika sensed something was wrong, but didn't press him. She knew her son needed time to heal. Mama Obika confronted her son and shared stories from their village. She reminded him of the importance of family and forgiveness. Obika felt a sense of peace he hadn't felt for a while. Mama, I don't know what to do about Nmachi, he confessed. Follow your heart, my son. Follow your heart, she advised. Sometimes people need time to change. After a week, Obika decided it was time to return home. He missed Nmachi and wanted to give her another chance. He hoped she would change and use the time apart to reflect on her actions. When Obika returned, Nmachi greeted him with tears in her eyes. Obika, I am so sorry, she cried. I realize now how wrong I have been. I want to change. Please, give me another chance. Obika saw the sincerity in her eyes and decided to believe her. All right then, Nmachi, he said softly, but this is your last chance. Nmachi promised to change and began treating everyone with kindness. She invited Mama Obika to visit again and tried to make amends, though it was hard. She knew she had to change for the sake of her marriage. Mama Obika returned to Ikeja, unsure of what to expect, but she was met with a warm welcome from Nmachi, though reserved at first. She hoped this was the start of a new chapter. Over the next few weeks, Nmachi and Mama Obika began to bond. Nmachi learned about the village and Mama Obika's life. She realized how much she had hurt her and genuinely wanted to make things right. One day, Nmachi's mother and siblings came to visit again. Obika watched closely to see how Nmachi would handle it. To his relief, Nmachi treated everyone with the same kindness and respect. Nmachi felt peace as she had never felt for some time. She realized that treating others with kindness made her happier. She was determined to keep changing and become a better person. To show her commitment, Nmachi planned a surprise party for Mama Obika. She invited friends and family from the village and cooked all of Mama Obika's favorite dishes. Mama Obika was touched by the gesture. She saw that Nmachi was truly trying to change and felt hopeful for the future. The party was filled with laughter and joy, and for the first time, Nmachi felt like part of the family. Obika was proud of his wife. He saw how hard she was trying and knew she could do more better. He promised to support her and help her to continue to grow. With time, the family grew closer. Nmachi and Mama Obika became best friends, and the house was filled with love and laughter. Obika was grateful for the changes and looked forward to a brighter future. Just as things seemed perfect, a new challenge arose. Obika received a job offer in another city, and they had to decide whether to stay or move. After much discussion, they decided to move. It was a difficult choice, but they believed it was the right one for their family. They packed their things and prepared for their relocation. Leaving Ikeja was hard, but they knew it was the start of a new chapter. They said goodbye to friends and family and promised to visit often. The new city was different from Ikeja, but they quickly settled in. Obika's new job kept him busy, and Nmachi focused on making their new house a home. They made new friends and began to build a new life. Nmachi continued to treat everyone with kindness, and their home was filled with love and laughter. To celebrate their new life, they planned a big party. Friends and family from both cities were invited, and it was a night filled with laughter and happiness. At the party, Nmachi made a special announcement. They were expecting a baby. The news brought tears of joy, and everyone celebrated the new addition to the family. As they prepared for the baby's arrival, they knew their journey was just beginning. They were ready to face the new family journey with love and kindness guiding their way. Nmachi and Obika spent the next few months preparing for the arrival of their baby. They decorated a nursery with bright colors and filled it with toys and books. Mama Obika and Nmachi's family organized a beautiful baby shower. Friends and family came together to celebrate and showered Nmachi with gifts and love. The day finally arrived. Nmachi went into labor, and Obika rushed her to the hospital. It was a long and difficult labor, but they were blessed with a beautiful baby girl. They named her Ada, which means first daughter in their native language. Holding Ada in her arms, Nmachi felt a love she had never known before. She promised to be the best mother she could ever be. Thank you so much for watching this story. Hope you enjoyed it. Kindly drop in the comment section what you think about the story. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share to your friends and loved ones. Until I bring another beautiful story your way. Bye.